now will listen to the last 40 minutes. I'm going to give you my take on all of this coming up the next hour. Paul Watson will give us a European view from the United Kingdom coming up in about 35 minutes. We got calls from Texas, California, Canada, Mexico, you name it, that are coming up. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny is our guest. You know, I have the State of New York Department of State Division of Cemeteries secret document, April 4, 2007. That's up on Infowars.com, linked in a story Aaron Dykes did. Plans for mass graves confirmed, government surveying cemetery readiness. We talked to the city officials in Indiana with the Illinois officials, with FEMA coming to them saying, we want you to harden all the government buildings for terror attack, even in rural towns, and prepare mass graves for a flu outbreak. And that's what this Division of Cemeteries document says. And then I have the executive orders. The feds have the state pass in Colorado, Rocky Mountain News, February 2003, for mass graves, incinerators, you name it. And under the dark winter top-off drills, they admittedly practice locking down cities, putting people in sports stadiums. And under this new alert that they've issued, that's then taking the safety off the system that would engage open physical martial law. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny.
Well, Alex, I think that the most important part of all of that is that not everybody is going to die and not everybody's going to get sick. So the people, and I think the people who are more toxic in their systems, from chemical exposures, from genetically modified foods, from eating, McDonald's trans fats things, I think that those, and all the people that are fully vaccinated and have their immune systems all tied up with that, are going to be more susceptible, whether it's a weaponized sort of flu or not. And so that goes back to, trying to do health from the inside out. There's some great books and programs out there about detoxification.
Just quickly, Doctor, I want to interrupt you, and while I have you, are you still going to be in Mexico tomorrow? Because I'd like to get you back on tomorrow for 30 minutes with a quick report.
Yeah, I am. In fact, my husband and I decided that we're not going to panic and be a bunch of sheep. We're going to stay down here till Saturday, just like our plane tickets were supposed to be. So,
what time zone are you in right now there in Mexico?
Pardon me?
What time is it in Mexico right now where you're at?
It's noon. It's Central Time here.
Okay, same here. We're Central Standard Time. How about 11:30 again tomorrow?
Perfect.
Okay, we'll call you 11:30. In closing, Doctor, what are some things over the counter? I mean, some people have said if you take like elderberry that is a immune booster, that could cause the autoimmune response that's actually killing people, and with some other flus. Is it garlic, vitamin C? What would you tell people that are afraid to do?
Vitamin C, vitamin A is the most amazing antiviral. I think that those two are really great. Simple things like we already said. Be sure you get to bed on time. The more sleep you can get, the more healthy you're going to be. Those are really, really important stuff that I think are really important. There's a lot of things on my website, the drtenpenny.com, that gives a lot of information about that. And lots of vitamin C, vitamin A, garlic. Some people use colloidal silver. Some people use homeopathics. There are lots of ways to keep healthy from the inside out.
Absolutely. Anything else? I mean, is garlic good? Is oil of oregano good?
Oil of oregano, I'm glad you mentioned that, Alex, because that is fantastic. And we've known that has some great resistance against even some of the tougher types of flu strains. Lots of vitamin D. Summer's coming. Get out in some sunshine. If you can't do that, get some vitamin D and do at least 5,000 units a day. They've done studies that have shown up to 40 or 50,000 units with no toxicity, 10,000 units a day without any toxicity. So at least 5,000 units of vitamin D a day until this whole thing blows through to keep you and your family healthy.
And that needs to be the organic versions of all of that, not the chemical synthetic variants?
Absolutely.
All right, Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, thank you so much for spending the time with us. We'll get a report from Mexico with you tomorrow.
Sounds perfect, Alex. Take care. We'll talk to you then.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We are covering this new mutagen flu that we're seeing record hype. 100-plus deaths confirmed in Mexico from the virus, but the regular flu kills tens of thousands a year down there. Same in the U.S. So why is the media hyping it? This could be the big one, or is it just more hype in preparation for the globalists to launch a controlled bioweapons release on the public? They are eugenicists. They've said they've been planning to do it for a long time. So we have to look at that angle. And you just heard an angle that was an optimistic one from Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, medical doctor. Who knows what we're going to be hearing? I would imagine it'll be the dark side, or the dark view, from somebody who predicted this just last Monday. And that is, of course, Steve Quayle coming up in T-minus 1 hour, 59 minutes. We got Paul Watson popping in with a British view for about 10 minutes at the bottom of this hour. I want to take a lot of calls right now and get your take on what's happening, and then I'm going to go through all the latest news and give you my view on what's going on coming up. But right now, let's talk to Reese, calling from just north of San Antonio. He called Saturday and broke that they were going to be just suspending class all next week. That was before it was in the news. It then came out the next morning that indeed they weren't just suspending it on Monday, they were suspending it throughout the week. Now schools all over South Texas and areas of Central Texas are shutting down. I guess the wicked fleeth when none pursueth, because, you've got 20 cases, and that's always a day-old number. It'd probably be more than that. In the United States, why all the fear-mongering? Why is the media saying, oh, it's going to mutate into something more deadly? When I look at the statistics, they normally mutate into something less deadly. But we'll look at all angles and all sides. Go into Reese in the border of San Antonio there, right in the town where they have confirmed cases. Reese, tell us what's happening.
All right. Not too much has changed here. Just I got a news report out of the San Antonio Express News here. Says Linda Moses sick, or both her sons are sick. One attends Clemens High School, which is the other high school in this district. They have a suspected or confirmed local cases climbed to 12. I know that one suspected case is that...
Oh, so it's now 12 cases in your town alone, and the national U.S. news is, even though they know the San Antonio Express News says that, the national news is saying 20 cases nationwide. When you get Paul Watson or Kurt or Steve with a blurb on this, what's the headline on that San Antonio Express News article?
Okay, it says, let me see here. It's at mysanews.com. It's just a little blog comment, and it says SCUC closes all schools, and it just has...
Say that slower. Give me that acronym again slowly.
Okay, it's SCUCISD, closes all schools. That's the name of the...
SCUC closes all schools.
SCUCISD, that's Schertz Cibolo Universal City ISD. And that closes all schools.
Okay.
And looks like there's actually another suspected case at the school that my mom actually teaches at. So that's kind of scary. But, I think people around here are starting to take this a little seriously. And, people are, they're not as in a sort of a haze like they were on Saturday when I called you, kind of in a panic.
Well, the issue here is we should be concerned because this global government and the CDC are eugenicists, have staged chemical, biological, radiological attacks on people worldwide. They have killed troops and foster children and others in test. This is on record. The government weaponized anthrax was mailed out to George Bush's enemies. The White House admitted the whole cabinet was on Cipro, the anthrax-fighting antibiotic, before it even broke out. So they have this past history. They're preparing with mass graves for this. And so the fact that they're saying it's such a big danger and hyping it is why we're having to look at it. But if you really only had 100 deaths in Mexico, regular flu kills people, so this is hype. So we don't know yet. Stay there. I want to hear more from you when we get back. Reese, joining us from the town where one of the biggest outbreaks in the country has taken place, and more of your calls. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.tv. Check them out for the latest info.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
We have the information. We have the numbers. We have the people willing to take on the New World Order and the info war, and physically if need be. We've got the will, there is a way. The New World Order is coming down. You have found it, the front lines in the info war. I am Alex Jones, your host. Yes, here is the San Antonio Express News headline. SCUC-ISD closes all schools. The number of suspected or confirmed local cases of swine flu climbed to 12. Now, they're still saying in the national news, on Drudge and everywhere else, 20 cases in the U.S. One outbreak just south of me, 45 miles from where I sit, has 12. The district also canceled today's planned public meeting at Steele High School, where the 2 Texas cases of swine flu were confirmed last Friday. Another 10 suspected cases are being tested.